So we are going to go over some best practices we see in high converting email design and then some trends.
I feel like friends would look at my phone. They're like, well, you still have light mode? I was like, I don't know. I just have to. And then once I switched, I was like,
you can have the best design team in the world. And it's like you send it to Outlook. It's like, looks terrible.
It's really cool to see. And it makes you oh, I want to be there.
It's literally it's guiding you to where you need to be.
Where do I look first? Where would they look first when they have we have such a sort of short window also with email design if you kind of catch the reader's attention.
Hello. Welcome back to Email Einstein, the podcast by Flowium, where we talk all things e-commerce, all things email. I'm here today with my co-host, Andre. Andre, say hi.
Hi, and today we'll be talking about something special. It's a trendy thing.
Yes, we'll be talking all things trends, all things best practices, and all things designs with our amazing designers from Flowium, Anne and Amanda. Ladies, say hi.
Hey.
Hi.
We're so happy to have you. And every time we post something like design related, it's always a hit. So we have high hopes for today. No pressure. No pressure. But and Amanda, tell us, you've put together this amazing examples and presentation, what we will be talking about today and why is it important?
Yeah, so we are going to go over some best practices we see in high converting email design and then some trends and kind of going over what we've seen work, what we see that doesn't work, and then how we're practicing those best practices here at Flowium.
How often does it change that something new comes into the market or something what was new before now has become old or not relevant or overused?
Yeah. I think trends change daily. It seems like, we're in this kind of retro trend right now. A lot of 90s is coming back, not just in email design, but even in fashion and music.
Yes.
But what we do see is those best practices stick around, having a CTA above the fold, having imagery that works, having live text, those kind of things we see stay the same no matter what the trend is, no matter if you're using big bubble letters, no matter if it's minimal.
And to Amanda's point, I feel like trends, it is faster and faster as trends coming. And with fashion, it does trickle into graphic design and feeling that sort of 90s trend. But it is true, maintaining those best practices, but then applying those trends just help convert and help customers relate to the designs because it's they connect with it, if it's following that specific trend.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing, we still have the kind of framework or best converting email was CTA above the fold, live text, all other technical aspect, but what the visuals might be different, 90s, something more modern.
Exactly.
Yes.
Perfect.
I'm obsessed with that 90s, 2000s trends, you guys. have you been to the physical mall lately? To the actual mall with stores? I felt like I'm in high school again. It's crazy. It's the fashion is back.
Hollister launched a 2000s clothing.
I know.
Not line, but I'm I had all these things in high school.
All of them.
I wish I still had them. Someone should have told me to keep them.
I know.
Yesterday, by accident, I went to Linkin Park concert, and I was I felt like I was in my high school, listening to those songs.
All of the same outfits.
Yeah,
it's great.
I know, but it's it's so heartbroken to see your people who you listen to as a kid, seeing them in their 50s and 60s. And it's so heartbroken. I went to Red Hot Chili Peppers and they're 60 something. Yeah. And I'm oh no, heartbreaking. They still got it. Well, anyways.
That's
sorry, not related to design, but I never see this in my life. Actually, this is second American concert I went to. I went to Madonna, also not expectedly. And this one also didn't expect to go, but first time in my life I saw those mash pits. How it's called, it's first I thought it was a big fight. I thought and I'm where's the security? It's people fighting and there's no security. And I asked my cousin because he invited me to the concert. And I'm like, what is that? And he told me, oh, this is like mash pits. This is like
I don't know this word. Please
it's
explain.
like people are kind of like dancing and not that like fighting, like pushing each other.
Yeah.
Oh, I've done that. I just didn't know the name of the word.
But there's a whole kind of art to it. You know, everyone respects each other in there. You know, it's like you pick each other up. I don't know. I haven't been in any at all.
Yeah.
But
Sorry, not related to email design at all.
I love it.
Cool. Okay. Well, let's go back to the reason why we got together on this call today. The first best practice, something that we practice like religiously here at Flowium. Tell us more about what is the first thing that is important?
So I think we wanted to start with dark mode optimization. So we know there's actually a stat. It's like over 80% of people have their devices in dark mode. So how do we ensure that text and visuals are legible in both light and dark mode? We have a few like tips here. So we want to make sure that the colors have enough contrast because readability can suffer if emails are not optimized. And then, Anne, do you want to talk about some of the tips?
Yeah. So I'm usually surprised when I see some like bigger brands that aren't dark mode optimized, like logos getting lost, icons as well. It's like it disappears into the email, and dark mode's been around for a bit, but it's like more and more people are switching because it's better on the eyes. But some things with emails, it's like you have to think about making sure that when, making sure your images are PNG so that once it comes, like, the emails aren't breaking up in a awkward way as well, but then because that allows for then easy copying for coupon codes, because if you want to have that mix of image to live text as well, so it adjusts for readability and accessibility and deliverability as well, because if it's too many images, it could fall into spam. So it's kind of doing that amazing balance while designing for dark mode.
By the way, if you're listening, you will not see, but if you're on YouTube, you will see we are showing the Parker Clay brand, like white and dark mode. Question about that body section where it's like you have a white, I don't know, like around like the text. For me, I don't know, maybe it's my screen, but like for me, it's harder to read. Is there any like contrast best practices?
So with that, the text has a stroke and was exported as a PNG because their font would have isn't a Google font necessarily. So a lot of customers, it would switch to fallback. And for some brands, like if that's really important to maintain their font in their emails, it's like you will do those kind of little tips and tricks. But for that, you also could make that like an HTML like live text as well. But I think, it's playing around to make sure you have the right stroke around the font so it, is still readable, which I think it is, but yeah.
But some people might say, like, why should I bother with this like dark mode thing? Like, can I just design like one beautiful email, export this as one image, or slice it into different like 5 or 6 images and like place it as a kind of as an image, but it looks like email.
Right. I think there's a couple reasons we don't do that, because so many people use dark mode. We don't want to take away the dark mode experience from them. If they have their phone in dark mode, that's how they want it. And if they get an email and it's like all white, then it's also it can be like harder on the eyes. And then if we just do a full image, then we run into like deliverability. Is it going to be delivered? And we'll talk about this later too. If it's all images, what happens if that person's in an area with like low Wi-Fi or low data? The images aren't going to load. Now they get an email that looks like spam.
And I think too, is along with accessibility as well, because if it's all image based and your text is too small, like on mobile, the text will be a lot smaller and not as legible. And then you run into areas too where some people are having the same experience of, your most important text is in the body paragraph that is live text, that then could just, like if you're not doing proper alt text and it's all images, like that person's experience either hearing or tabbing through the email, like it's very different if it's just all image based. Yeah.
Right. Are you guys using the dark mode on your phones? Just like checking the stats. I'm the dark mode person.
Yeah.
So.
I switch back and forth after like a year, and then I feel like I got a new phone.
I tried. I tried like because when the dark mode thing started with emails, I need to switch to see how email looks like. But I couldn't stand it for a day. You know, like, I don't know.
Really?
Yeah, and I tried a few times. I'm like, no, it's overwhelming to me.
It's
I don't know if it's
emails.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's true or not, but they say that it's actually saving the battery life too. It's
Yeah.
like taking
Maybe it's
less
I don't
energy.
care about my phone's battery life. I care about my emotions.
Don't you want to provide a good quality of life to your phone, Andre? I just love it. I just like the aesthetic of it, you know? I have like a black iPhone, dark mode. It's just like works somehow.
I'm
Somehow it
for it.
works.
That's so funny. I'm a later converter. Like, I feel like friends would look at my phone. They're like, well, you still have light mode? I was like, I don't know. I just have to. And then once I switched, I was like, this is
So
the way to go.
2022, and
No,
I
exactly.
can't
I was
believe
like,
this.
I don't know.
How old are you?
Do you know that there are these apps that can actually turn your phone into, or maybe it's not even an app, but standard setting where you can do the grayscale. So basically everything is going to be black and white. And they say that if you turn it into like a black and white thing, it's like a productivity hack that you will be less tempted to like scroll through Instagram. I tried it. It's like
I
boring
thought
as hell.
they call it Kindle, no?
Oh, maybe.
I guess
Pretty
I
much.
could see
Pretty
that.
much.
If it's all black and white and color, you know, would drive you to certain imagery and things like, yeah, you would just.
Yeah, it's not as exciting. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, like your life would be boring.
Going back to like good practices, I'm kind of excited about the second one. And that's something that I learned from our design team. I didn't know that this is like how it's called, the white space. What is the white space and why is it like important in the emails and how do you even like use it in the emails?
Well, I think even just design in a whole, using strategic kind of white space is super important because it helps things not become less overwhelming. There's more breathing room. Even like I find it will change things like just 10 pixels because you're like, just like adds a better breathing room, you know, while looking through. But definitely with an email as well, like helps allow for like better scannability, readability too. And it helps really drive like clear kind of hierarchies of like where to look next. So the two kind of, and I think, yeah, you grabbed another Nike example, which we pulled Apple and Nike, which are like clear driving brands for beautiful white space. Yeah. In their emails. So I think, yeah, like these examples here just like really help just show like where your eye should go while you're going through the email. I don't know if you guys feel that same experience while you, go through.
Yeah, this is when I mean, back in the days when I was still interviewing designers for Flowium, before we had recruiters, HR team, was my kind of number one trick to like to identify if it's a good designer, if they have some designers. Like anybody right now can buy subscription to Figma, go to Canva and start to be a designer. But people need to have some background knowledge about aesthetics, design, forms, compositions.
Exactly.
And I think in digital design, like white spaces are, you can see like good designer versus bad.
100%.
Sometimes that's why sometimes we have a client who said like, oh, no, that image needs to be 3 pixels left. And you're like, come on, you're serious?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's true. And it's all about that balance. Like you said, composition, balance. It's like they all come into play while you're designing. And so it's like having that certain sort of eye where you're like this, like, why does this look good or better than another design, you know? But it can just be that sort of a few pixel difference where it just clicks.
Small things.
It also gives it that like upscale vibe. Have you guys noticed when you go into like an expensive store, they don't have like a ton of racks with like the clothing. They have like super minimal. They have like one t-shirt hanging and then the light is like shining on it and the angels are singing and whatever. But it's like the experience, right?
Exactly.
And I like that we use this kind of styling for a lot of our upscale brands that we work with. It's almost like gives the spotlight to the product. I love it.
And I think like to your point as well with like, I think it can be sort of brand dependent. Obviously you want that like breathing room, but you know, you look at fashion brands emails and it's like, image, a lot of space, smaller little text, kind of similar to their store designs. It's like one clothing rack, one little area where there's accessories. It's like that kind of same feeling, but it's like, I feel like high-end brands definitely do, a lot of white space, which is nice.
I really like this reference that you guys added by Kenyon Coffee, inspired by Rome. I like how they use that like white space to give it almost like a magazine kind of vibe.
Yeah, very editorial.
Exactly.
It's beautiful.
And I think, if it was even closer together, it would be very overwhelming. But how those sections have a lot of sort of white spaces between, your eye follows through. Yeah.
I would be curious to see how that email looks on mobile, because it should.
That's it.
It might break all that like beautifulness of this email.
Yeah. Then that's the thing with that.
Or on Outlook.
Outlook can break anything. There is no thing that Outlook can't break, you guys.
You can have the best design team in the world, and it's like you send it to Outlook, it's like looks terrible.
I know.
True. I love the Nike example that you pulled, and that GIF as well is so fun.
Yes.
It's like one of the recent ones. Yes, they are launching the shoes. I think that email was sent, I don't know, like mid-July or something. But yeah, they kind of use this white space to showcase the product itself. And they use the GIF too, which is also like a fun little element.
But yeah, it's nice. It's like such clear kind of direction of where to look next,
And it kind of ties in with like our next point of like clear hierarchy. Clear visual hierarchy, like guiding your eye, making sure there's like one thing at a time almost for the eye to focus on, which I love these first couple examples of the ones that do not follow.
Tell us more about the do not follow the hierarchy.
I think if you're looking at like either, especially these first two, it's kind of like the eye has nowhere to focus. It's like the logo to the 20% to that.
To a million CTAs.
Yeah, a lot of CTAs. The CTAs are bigger than the products. Also, just a little chaotic.
Yeah.
It is a bit messy,
Yeah, we started kind of telling some designers a test of like the Dr. Squash one is perfect. Like if you look away for 5 seconds and then look back, that's a really good test to see if you have like good hierarchy. Like what does your eye go to first?
Yeah.
Love that.
I went to school for architecture, and I started my first 2 years. We were drafting by hand, no computers. Maybe they don't do it nowadays, but like before. And we had, when we were drafting with a pencil, like we have to apply different weight to the line, which will define like what kind of wall is this.
Right.
And the goal was always to step 2 steps back and to see if there's difference. If you can see some line thicker, something like from the like far away, if you can see hierarchy. Sorry, it's hard for me to pronounce. Same thing with email, I think.
Yeah.
When you step back, yes, there's like small body text, which is kind of secondary, but can you see the clear call to action, or can you see the clear flow of the email?
Exactly. And it really relates to, when you open an email to someone, it's like that first few seconds if they're interested or not. So it's like you're doing that sort of look away test. You're like, where do I look first? Where would they look first when they have we have such a sort of short window also with email design if you kind of catch the reader's attention.
Yep.
Totally. Like this email by the brand called Outschool, it was shared in our TLC channel. It's a lot. It's a lot for my eyes. I know they probably like packed a ton of good information that is maybe relevant to them, but then there is a question. Do you guys do segmentation at all if you send everything in one email? And I assume that this audiences might not be like the same audiences for everything. So anyways, it looks just like it looks busy. There are probably better way to organize it, but
so many links.
It's like Word document almost.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think, I don't know, since I'm very visual, so I like having no imagery, or even just like, I know there's icons there, but but you know, I think that just is a good example of showing like having some sort of imagery as well can help break that up, because reading, I would open this and just delete or close it, because I wouldn't know.
But sometimes it can be intentional. Like this email, what do you guys think? Like type design for designers. I don't know what this brand is, but whatever, some kind of like designer brand. Mm-hmm. I know it's like busy, but I kind of like it. It's like a vibe, and it still has that hierarchy, at least in my understanding.
I think that's a good example of, like I was just saying, to having imagery, but it's like how this is broken up with a specific sort of grid. It is busy, but it has a module sort of layout. So again, your eye is following, you have clear titles.
You go from math to reading to, like, you see, if you were interested in one, you could just.
Right.
The titles are huge, though.
Okay, so let's talk about...
Who designed it? Who did design this beautiful email?
Let's talk about this this beautiful email from the client of ours, Dr. Squatch. You guys, first of all of the emails are so fun. Like, in general, their marketing is top-notch. I'm not a Dr. Squatch person, but I'm following their channel because they have this like a stand-up comedy, Dr. Squatch stand-up comedy like thing, and I love them. Yeah, tell us more about this email and how you kind of organize it for it to have the clear visual hierarchy.
Well, I think... Oh, go ahead. No, go.
So definitely having like the headline big is great, bold. If you look away, you see Smell Legendary, you see the products, you see that CTA. And then still, it still drives your eye down the page, and it makes you want to know more. And even if you're scanning it, you get the, forged by nature, no harmful ingredients, made for men. Like, that's like what you really need to know. If a reader wants to dive in and read everything, that's great, but we still are able to convey those like big USPs right away. So I think it's really great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I was just going to say it uses that inverted triangle hierarchy, that layout that I feel like most emails, it's like a good, if you want to, drive conversions and click rates, it's like an inverted triangle with a giant, big title at the top that drives down to the CTA. And the fact that it's the orange CTA on the green, it like really pops as well. Yeah.
No, that's great. Tell us more about the Patagonia email, because some might argue that it's not like a traditional email in terms of like the layout, but somehow it still works. What do you guys think of it?
I think it does hit it's there in the sense of hitting the inverted triangle in a way. It's more of a stacked sort of like title body copy. So the CTA is a bit low in a sense. But I think having that kind of visual, big sweater like that, it does entice you a bit, with the text overlaid. But I don't know if you guys would think differently, Vera, like looking at this.
No, it works for me. And I do love how they organized product blocks. I wonder if they are clickable, because if they are, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I think also design, who it's important to know who is your audience.
Exactly.
I like people who follows Patagonia, who buys their brands. I think they open their email and just browsing because they're curious. I'm subscribed to a brand, REI, or I don't know, like they also outdoor, but with multiple brands, and like I'm opening all their mails, I'm checking what they're sending. I'm not like always buying, but I'm always curious because like they sharing so much.
Patagonia recently had this, well, not a scandal, but an interesting thing that happened to you. You guys, how on Instagram and on TikTok, they had this like viral song about the 5-foot man who's wearing like Patagonia and has a trust fund, blonde hair, blue eyes trust fund. Do you know what I'm talking about? Basically in the financial world, there are like finance bros who are like wearing Patagonia like
The
jackets or like the vests.
uniform.
Yes. And this goes very like against everything that Patagonia believes in, because they've created their gear not for this like trust fund babies or like this finance bros, but for outdoorsy life and that kind of stuff. And recently some big, I think one of the big four firms or something, Ernst & Young or something, they placed this like huge order with Patagonia to do this branded vests, but Patagonia kind of like declined. So no branded vests for Ernst & Young.
Yeah.
But anyways, I love their emails, and sometimes they look like they didn't put a lot of effort in some of their emails, because they just have like beautiful image without any CTAs or nothing, and then just the text. But it works, you guys, at least for the audience that they are targeting.
Yeah.
But actually, it's a common thing. I believe for outdoors brands. Like now, I'm like remembering the other brands. There's something brand starts on H. They have something similar. Even in Vera in
Helly
Traffic.
Hansen, right?
Yeah, like I think outdoors brand, they kind of similar in design and layout, how they do
Because
emails.
they
I might
try
be
to
wrong.
move away from like selling the product, and instead they're
It's
selling the lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
That's what we've done. Like we've done this like huge rebranding for our client who sells this like outdoorsy products, and we kind of like remove the CTAs, which is very unorthodox of us, but our click-through rates didn't go down just because we sell the lifestyle. So
I
you
love
need to know your audience,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And
Yeah.
it's true, like selling a lifestyle, or even if it's just more storytelling, because it's just like for Patagonia, it's someone like climbing, hanging on the side of a cliff, like their customer, even if they don't, if they don't maybe even do that, they're not that outdoorsy, they connect and be like, oh, this is cool, like I think that's a
Right.
yeah.
I sign up for one. We're the company we went to climb Kilimanjaro. It's a Ukrainian brand, but like I don't go to every trip they send, but like I always open their emails and I clicking almost on every trip they have, like to check it out because I'm just curious.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
great.
totally. And like going back to that like CTA importance, a lot of designers believe that having like that value delivered above the fold is very important. Like tell us more about it. And do you agree with it, or do you not agree with this theory?
Yeah, I think above the fold, it's super important. Like the above the fold real estate should do the heavy lifting. It grabs attention, it delivers the value fast, it kind of guides the next step, especially for conversions. But like you said, like we can maybe remove that if it's the right audience, and then we can still see like the same click-through rate if you're telling a story, if it's emotion based, like something like Patagonia, that example, you kind of want to see what's under it. Like it's kind of like a fun, like just having the pieces, and you are really interested in scrolling down. Of course, if it's a sale, usually that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
Hit them with it. There's a CTA.
Yeah.
And I really love this email that you've added, that bite email, which is like so unorthodox, but so fun. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, so I saw that email and I thought, because obviously above the fold, it should be above the fold to help with conversions. But I think this is such a good example of a way to grab the reader's attention. I opened this email and I, read it and I was like, this is fascinating. But then you keep scrolling and it's just tubes of toothpaste, especially looking at it in your, inbox. But then the CT is at the bottom, and I clicked because I was like, this was such a good campaign as well, but
I think we use this term above the fold. Like what do you mean above the fold? Like CTA, like their button should be there, like above the fold. Because in the past I was thinking, oh, they mean like button needs to be there, but above the fold, something to grab your attention and get you curious to scroll down. Often what I see was clothing brands. They catch your attention with that like kind of lifestyle where you want to scroll down to check the other part. I think Lululemon example, you have it here perfect. It's like catch your attention with like a collage of different lifestyle images, and you want to kind of scroll down to learn what is this about.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the recent trends. I've started seeing more and more of these emails with like collages or like gallery walls or whatever. But they they get my attention every time because I'm like curious to see. I even like enlarge them to see like what's happening there. So there are a few examples like this.
Or sometimes, there's where they guide you. There's either like dotted line or arrows that kind of they just kind of directing you, like go down.
Yes.
Right. We did have this like tests, even in some emails. Too bad I don't have the example here. But anyways, we'll add the example of the email that we've created for one of our clients where we kind of like created this like questionnaire with like little arrows that help them to pick the perfect tent that they need.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yes. That was like so cool. And it's like literally it's guiding you to where you need to be.
Or I like when they have a question above the fold. And to get the answer, you kind of scroll like, that there was a trend here about those horoscope, like you did it. I remember you did for somebody, what's your zodiac sign or something for the like those kind of stuff, and something else where you kind of ask the question about the fold, but then you need to scroll to get the answer.
You can tell me your zodiac sign and I'll tell you what supplement you need, you guys. If I'll find it. No, but seriously, it's like you're a Scorpio. You need to chill. Take some magnesium. No, that's not what we did, but that's the idea. That's the idea. I mean, the client is a bit more like he loved it, but he was like, yeah, we do have some like pretty conservative subscribers. They are from like southern states in America who are like hardcore Christian, and they were not loving this idea as much as we did. But anyways, I had a great time with that email. Well, anyways, yeah. So just like you guys said, it does not necessarily have to be like a traditional CTA button, button in the hero image. There are like so much different ways to deliver that value and create that interest, right?
Yeah. It just needs to grab attention.
Totally.
Make someone want to scroll.
But I think it probably is important though for, if you're pushing sale or those kind of campaigns. But I think when it's more storytelling or, an interesting campaign, then but not necessarily maybe the CTA has to be above the whole fold in a sale, but it's like your promo is big and colorful and it's like, okay, what is...
And you know what? Sometimes above the fold is all you need. We've even tested how in Klaviyo or other ESPs, you can actually see the heat maps of like how the customers are like engaging with your emails and how are they like, where are they clicking, and like just like helps you to understand better how they interact. And we've tested it with one of the brand that is like similar to Lululemon kind of in the vibe. And we've started testing this like longer emails versus we call them the postcard emails, literally the email that fits into like one screen of your phone. And we were surprised that it did deliver same engagement and sometimes even like better engagement. And in revenue, it often outperformed the long emails, which was kind of like a surprise to us, but that's what we've started doing more.
I think that's a good point too, but also can depend on the client or the customer, like length of email, it's like some people are just like want a beautiful image and they'll click versus others who are ready to engage more. So.
But where is that like balance between like the text and image? Like, how do you know how much text you need to use versus like text to image ratio, basically? I
think, again, it can be sort of dependent on client, or like the brand as well, like what your ratio is. And like we discussed, if it's too many images, you have to find that balance so it has good deliverability. But I think, some like more fashion brands, it's like they do a lot more just like image based emails because it's like selling a lifestyle, just showing the clothes on a model. I pulled this example of Reformation because I thought they were a good example of like an image to text, and they have very clear sort of branding within their emails where it's image, fun, cheeky kind of body copy, another image. Like that's how all their emails are structured. Like, anytime you open their emails, it's the same sort of format, but it does have that balance of just, a little bit of copy with the image above.
Yeah, this is a great example.
And I think, and you just say something important, and when you have this kind of framework or structure for like your brand, your customers, it's just easier for you to create another email. Like you don't need to reinvent the wheel. You're just replacing pictures, adding copy, and you're just using the working framework.
Yeah. Exactly. Because even for their brand, if they have a collection launch, it's like really they're changing, it's the imagery that's really changing, and people are connecting with like, oh, it's like wedding season. It's like fun floral dresses, and the structure stays the same, but it's different copy and strong imagery.
Mm-hmm. And it still creates like that hierarchy, like it guides you down, like you see this big picture, a little bit of text. The text obviously helps a ton with like deliverability and accessibility.
No, but it looks really good. What do you guys think of this email? Tell me, how do you feel about this happy email? Happy spelled HAPPI. They sell some kind of like chocolate, I think. And it's very like weird. It has like this huge copy and then this like two very big images and the teeny tiny CTA at the very bottom. What do you think?
I love how big their header is. I feel like that does. We're talking about above the fold though, and it would take up on your phone like a little bit. But definitely,
like, somehow it works. Somehow it works for me. I don't know.
I think so too. And looking at even the packaging of their chocolate bars, like it really kind of connects them as a brand in a way. But I don't know if it follows those best practices that we were discussing. But I think if you connect with the brand, I think there is like the fun layout in a sense,
Seems like it's kind of a low risk email to try something like this because it's just letting people know Black Friday is coming. Like that is the point of it. It's not a sales email. It's not like anything getting lost.
But you still want to have some kind of like CTA. I mean, this email might be working really well for like brand building, but you need to send the traffic to the website. Otherwise, in the eyes of like Klaviyo or ESP or anything, it will look like the not relevant email because people are not clicking. And that's actually the mistake that I'm seeing with some of the brands that we're doing audits for. Sometimes they just like announce something and they don't even include the link. And then their click-through rates are like 0%. And I'm like, guys, it's a beautiful email. It has like amazing open rates, but you're like literally damaging your reputation with not including the CTA.
Right.
Oh, but by law, they have one link, unsubscribe.
Right. But that's also doesn't look good, right? Cool. Okay. GIFs. GIFs or GIFs, by the way, you guys, are you team GIF or GIF?
I'm GIF.
GIF.
GIF. Okay.
GIF.
Me too.
Okay.
Me too. Cool. Tell us more. Like, we use them quite a lot in our designs. Do you guys love them? Do you guys use them often? What? Yeah.
Love them. And we see them do really well too. So, I mean, this first example from Noble, like it's really fun, especially because I don't think you're expecting the reviews.
Yeah.
Right.
You kind of think it's going to end after you ask, we delivered. And it's like, I want to see every single one. Maybe the reviews could have been a little bit slower because you kind of have to watch it a couple times, but I think it's great. And then it just makes you interested.
Totally. Tell us more about this Dr. Squatch one.
So this one, it's just
So
like fun.
funny.
I think it was great using different image assets and putting them together, especially like the champ. Like it's like telling a story, and it's not super focused on the product, which we don't do a lot. Usually we're very, product or emotion focused. But it was just like there's a ton of GIFs we did for them. And then
Did we create that GIF?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Impressive.
Yeah. And then if you scroll down to the second GIF, like
I love
this one is like super functional. It shows you like Squatch Man to Squatch Legend to Squatch Champion. And I think that is like it's really cool to see. And it makes you like, oh, I want to be there.
I don't know exact statistics, but on one of the podcasts I was listening about Domino Pizza, and when they introduced that tracker like their like orders or customer satisfaction went through the roof because that simple thing to let people know
what tracker
where
you guys?
Yeah,
What
so
tracker?
when you
Tell me
order
more.
pizza,
Yeah, when you
go ahead.
order. basically when you order pizza, there's a little kind of animation that starts where it's like, we got your order, and then it's like, we're making the pizza, and then it's like, it's being packaged, and then now it's like, it's on its way, and there's like little icons for each. I think it's even like a pizza, and it's slowly adding slices also as like a clock. So it just like adds, because it's true, if you just got an email saying, okay, your pizza's coming or whatever, like now you're waiting, you're like, how's it going? But it like helps just like ease. There's a lot of psychology.
I'm always like following my Uber driver, like Uber Eats driver. I'm like, where is my guy right now?
Why did you why did you make left there?
They're just stuck. Yeah, somewhere.
It's like, dude, take a shortcut. But seriously, I love how they are like gamifying this process for you. No, this Dr. Squash is amazing email. This is probably like my favorite part. Just like you said, Amanda, the more you squash, the more you climb, and like how they show the levels of rewards. Really, really clever way to communicate like a complicated long thing and like a short message.
Yeah,
you should try their soap.
You haven't tried their products yet? Even I tried them. Well, okay. I didn't try them, but I bought them. So, okay.
Oh, yeah, there's the domino.
But hold on, sorry, like it's very probably dumb questions, and I do apologize for it. But is there a difference between soap for man and soap for like it's a soap? Like what?
I guess that's scent,
the fragrance,
right?
probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there is no pink tax on it. Do you know what the pink tax is?
No.
Basically, there is this study where there are some products that are identical for men and women. Sometimes the shampoos for men and shampoos for women, they're like identical shampoos. But the women one usually costs something like 15% more, or like razors.
Yeah. Razors
make it like blue one will cost less than the pink one.
Yeah,
just because.
Wow.
It's called the pink tax. Yeah. So.
Oh wow.
That's interesting. Anyways, this email is so beautiful. It's by the Sports Edit. So, first of all, I do like how it looks like very editorial. It's like a magazine. But tell us more about this GIF, you guys. What do you think?
I think this is a great kind of example of like what before it was showing, this sort of tracker or like how you could grow, doing the reward program. But this is a good example of even just like for product images, showing different kind of views for like styling and things like that. Just adding a bit more variety into, just having one static image as well. So this is a good example of like a very simple but effective GIF.
It shows like how the cardigan looks unbuttoned, how it looks buttoned. You get the up, you can kind of see like the fabric. I think that is like great for, it's a great way to, because it'd be great to show all these images and have them big, but then you make your email really long.
Yeah.
So this is super, super great. And then it just, the whole email is really well done. Like it's very, like you said, editorial.
Right. Like honestly, like all of their emails.
I know.
I just love how they look like, and
they're beautiful.
Yeah, cool. Okay, guys. Now let's go to my to the part I'm most excited about, and we'll try to cover them quickly. But you prepared this like examples of things that are trending in email design right now. Tell us more about the AI generated content and videos.
So this is, I think, it's been not necessarily trending this moment, but it's been the last little while, but you're seeing it more and more. And I feel like with email design too, it's like helpful for, with creating sort of content for some brands. Like I love this one with air filters where it's like,
it's amazing
doing lungs, but it's like, obviously it's a great product, but a product people don't really think about. So having like, adding these sort of like creative heroes for this sort of product, it like really works because you would open this. But I think it's allowed, like AI is allowed for that with creating this sort of content because you could make this, artwork, but it would take some time. But it's really great to implement that. And I think we're seeing more and more of it, in emails.
So sorry, like just to be clear. So this image that we see filter and like a cloud of lungs. So everything was generated was AI. You just prompted ChatGPT or something else to create it for you.
Yeah,
or?
exactly.
So in the air, like the filter itself, and said, this is what we're trying to do. We want to show a cloud. We want to show it with lungs. and then like got it back from, I think, ChatGPT.
Oh, nice.
So you can actually use it for productive stuff. I usually use it for like how would I look as a dog, you guys? Like this is what I'm using. I have a picture. I can show you. Like I would be a cute. Please keep talking. But like in all seriousness,
You should drop it in random channel in Slack.
starting a challenge, right? No, but it's actually I have a friend who has an agency. They were doing the product photography like back in the day before the AI, and he had to let go so many of the photographers because right now they can pretty much do a lot of these things with like AI, and the quality is.
Second example here. So this was a client that they didn't have a ton of assets. So if you scroll down, like our designer created that pill from with ChatGPT, like prompted it, like this is type of pill, this is how it should look. And she created a ton of assets. And the client actually asked if they could have those assets like separately. So that was like really cool. It can be tricky with labels. We often have to take it and put it into Photoshop and redo the label because it doesn't spit it out directly. But when it comes to things like the pill, there was multiple emails in this flow where it's like a bowl with all the pills in it, and it was super, super helpful to show when we didn't have photography.
And I think as well, though, with it being, it's easier to create sort of this content, but also I've like read so many things as well. It's like you still need to be sort of a creative director for generating the content because you need to know the right prompts. Even you can ask at certain cameras, the lighting angles, like there are things. And also it's not exactly it. So sometimes you do need to take it into Photoshop and edit or tweak it in ways, but. Yeah,
just going back to the white spaces, like for me, when I see the problem was white space, I know the problem there, but I have no clue how to explain how to fix it. I see something's wrong. So that's why like AI is powerful tool, but I don't think it will replace.
Yeah, and knowing the right, keywords and prompts and ways to ask for even just like certain styling. If you're doing like, I don't know, you could say just like Art Deco, but if you know the like certain lingo and like really go in depth about it, you'll receive way different results than just doing like 3 keywords.
Yeah, right. And I was probably not giving good prompts because I want to show you the dog, I guess. I found it. Maybe I'm going to send it into our Slack, but do you see it? It's like I took a picture of me in the elevator and then it just like added the border collie face to it. And I'm like, that's beautiful, you guys. I need to be better with the prompts. Okay. The next one is bold minimalism. What do you guys mean by the trend bold minimalism?
So it's not as, I guess it is a trend in a sense, and I think it also applies really great for hierarchy, like we were talking about, but it is playing with that, using bright colors and like very bold text, but then having areas where it's very minimal though. It's like big bold text and then like, maybe a small detail of text below, but it's playing with like bold colors, bold text, but it's not too overwhelming and there's not too many objects within the, layout. But I think it's a great kind of thing to bring into some emails if it fits the brand, because it does create those sort of clear hierarchies.
Totally.
It's like fewer elements, but a bigger impact. Like these 2 Mama Bird examples are great. Like you see what we want you to see, like the review, the headline, the product. They're really bold, really fun. And
I'm like never too adventurous with colors, even in my life. I mean, it does work for this email, but you need to know how to put it together. You can go.
Definitely.
Yeah. Cool. This one is kind of cute. And I feel like we've had this trend like maybe 10 years ago and it's kind of like coming back. Handcrafting elements and scrapbooking. Tell us more.
I think this is one like we're seeing more as well, counterpoint with AI coming in. I think people like want that kind of nostalgic feeling as well. And like things being like, obviously it's digital, but so it's not like physically made, but having that like, nostalgic sort of touch
that, like,
to the,
human touch.
Exactly. Yeah.
No, it looks great. And it's kind of like connected to the next trend that you guys put the notes about, the doodles over the images. It also have that like crafty vibes, right?
Exactly. I think in those kind of stylistic details, like obviously the Grazo one, there's a lot kind of going on, but that is their brand fully. It's just like lots of doodles, lots of like different illustrations. But I think it does have that it's very fun, but it kind of, human sort of touch, hand-drawn kind of element, which I love the example you added as like, oh, maybe the hero's fully illustration. That's a good...
I really do like when the brands are doing that.
Inked brand also does it a lot, the Doodles. I believe they have the temporary tattoos.
Oh, yeah.
I love their emails.
Yeah.
Or Simply Inked.
Simply Inked, okay.
Cool. I really like this email example by Felix Gray. I think it's the brand, like the glasses brands, or they're selling the frames or something. And every month they have this like a featured person of the month, and they have like a doodle of that, like a famous person. And then they have the glasses that are kind of like connected to their person, or they are like remind them of that person. It's a cool concept. So,
yeah, I like it.
Cool.
It reminds
awesome.
me of how we created that for Lulu,
Lulalu?
the Lady of the Months. Back in the day.
That was super, super successful. Yeah. Cool. Nice. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, you guys. It was fun.
Thank you.
Learned a lot.
Anything else to add before we go?
Give us some inspiration before we wrap up for all of the aspiring designers.
Pinterest is great. That's my inspiration.
Pinterest is great for inspiration.
I think, how do you pull inspiration for email design without looking at other email designs? Like, is it architecture? Is it interior design? Is it out in the world? Is it magazines? Like, you can look up competitors all day long, and that's great, and that's super helpful. But how do you find inspiration that's, like, not from emails? Maybe it's websites, museums, stores.
Yeah. I think that's such a good point. And even I find like magazines, I still like print is always in my heart, and I look to magazines all the time. But I think that's such a good call out of like, because emails design can be tricky because it's only this one sort of format, like, and you're limited with sizing. And so I think that's a good call out of like, how can you find other inspiration?
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, you guys. We hope to have you here one day again. Thank you.
Yes, this was great.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Want to unlock hidden revenue in your emails? Our email marketing audit gives you full clarity on what's working, what's not, and exactly what to fix first. Here's how it's done. We start with your list growth, reviewing your opt-ins and SMS collection for quick wins. Then, we audit your email flows using our traffic light system. Green for what's great, yellow for what needs work, and red for what's missing. Next, we check your campaigns and segmentation, benchmark your performance, and give tips to boost clicks and conversions. We even analyze your deliverability and design so your emails look great and actually land in inboxes. But the best part? You get a live walkthrough with one of our specialists, plus an actionable plan you can implement right away. Get your audit in just 3 business days. Book now and turn your emails into a revenue machine.
Hey, if you're watching this and you like what you see, please hit subscribe and hit the bell because it helps us grow our channel.